Hi, guys. Welcome to the Goodish Girls. My name is Dallas, and today I have a wonderful guest. We have Miss Taylor Ash from Ash Studios. So, welcome, Miss Taylor. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure to get to come on to podcasts like this and chat and just geek out over our shared love of books.
Yes, books and lots of music,
And
right?
music. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, for our listeners, you may already know Taylor Ash, but if you do not, you might know some of her work from her full album called Anarath More, which is based off of Quicksilver. You may know her from the full album for the movie The Cauldron, Chapter 65. And you may also know her from one of my favorite ones, which is basically she recreated the Pink Pony Club, but if it was for
Oh
Bridgerton.
my gosh, I forgot about that.
It's so
Yes,
good. It was
thanks.
so good.
Thank you.
Or you might also know her as the wonderful musician who created the intro for our podcast that you just heard today as you logged on to listen. So welcome
Yeah,
to our show. You've done amazing things. I love
thank
like
you.
being a snoop through your profile
Oh my
and
gosh,
being like,
thank
what's
you
she
so
working
much.
on now?
Yeah, it's been a crazy journey for sure.
Yeah, and you have such a fun niche too, because I feel like the book talk community is not in a bad way, but it's oversaturated in a lot of areas, right?
Right.
Like the unboxings, and I'm not gonna lie, we love to do an unboxing, right?
Oh
Or
my
like
God,
there's
who
so
doesn't?
many
Yeah.
bookish, right, exactly,
Yeah,
right.
but
And there's so
yeah.
many bookish podcasts, but there really isn't musicians out there who are like structuring their sound for book talk or based off of books. So
Right.
it's so cool that you're getting to do that.
Right, yeah, no, it's for sure, like, a new kind of niche of music, for sure,
Mhm.
and we have, there's a few of us. We have, like, me, and then you might have seen a couple of videos with my colleague Lindsay. We run Duology Music House together, which we realized that we were like, "Wait, this is something. This is, like, new," and I think we were thinking, like, we are professional film composers by trade,
Mhm.
so that's, like, kind of where we started is, like, composing for picture, but then we're in our both of us in our free time, we're like, "Hey, like, what if we did this for books?" Like, because like, books are so in your head, but I feel like most of
Yeah.
us visualize books as movies, so we were
Mhm.
like, "This is I feel like this is something that people would enjoy," and having those
Yeah.
soundtracks as you're reading to the books or, like, just something as you're thinking about the books, that kind of thing, so
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it's been super fun to dive into that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, 100%, and I love that you work with other creators as
Mhm,
well, like, I know that
mhm.
you've worked with, like, Lou Athian's It
Right.
Girl on some of her
Yeah,
music as
right,
well, so
yeah,
it's cool because she's bringing a character to the scene, and then you're bringing the music to the scene to make, like, a
right.
beautiful masterpiece, and it is amazing, right? Because we do a lot of times envision, like, when we're reading as a movie, but I'm learning a lot of people out there who don't have that ability. Where they're reading a
Right.
book and they actually can't envision it in their brains. Like
Yes,
our host Cassidy
I
has that, Alex Astor, the author, has that, where
uh-huh.
they can't see it. So I think it's so amazing that they now have these tools that they can use to help them be able to get into these stories as they're reading.
Yeah, I hope that makes me happy. I hope it would help people like that who have a harder time visualizing because I do think that music is such a powerful tool in both visual and non-visual media. Like, imagine a movie with no music. Like, imagine like Harry Potter with no music. You know what I mean? It's just like there's
Just
no
awkwardly
magic. It's
flying
like so
around.
much less magical. You know what I mean? So yeah, right.
Yeah,
They're all just flying around in their silent spell casting and stuff. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
yeah. So that's really cool. I didn't ever really think about it that way.
Yeah, and I love it. I love that you're doing it. I think it's really amazing, and I hope that you continue on this, like, musical bookish journey
Oh,
that you
yeah.
have for us.
Oh my
So and
gosh.
I'd like to know at the end, like, what you kinda have in store. So if
Oh,
you
for
have
sure.
anything that you wanna tell us about, I am here for it. But I wanna talk about the process of
Mhm.
making the intro for our song because that is, like,
Yes.
something that's personal to us and to me, right? So I reached out and I was like, "Hey,
Mhm.
Taylor, like, I love your stuff. I would love if you made something for us, like, I wanna
Yeah.
collaborate with you." So and then you took my jumbled words trying to describe what I wanted, and you made it into a masterpiece, and I don't
Oh
know
my
how you
gosh,
did
thank
it.
you. Well,
So, I
yeah,
feel like my
it
emails were all over the place.
not honestly, I one of the other podcasts I did, they literally gave me, like, almost nothing. They said upbeat, which could mean so many different things. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's help like, sometimes, like, you have creative freedom then, and that's kinda cool.
Mhm.
Or, like, I
Right.
often find, like, people usually have something in their head that they
Mhm.
want, but maybe don't have the words to say it. Because I don't expect everyone to talk music theory, that
Right.
kind of thing, so but you gave me
Yeah.
some really good, like, points, like, jumping off points, like, you said I think you said piano,
Mhm.
and was it, like it was upbeat? I could even go back in the email and look exactly what you said.
I tried to sound like as I took one music class in college,
Yes. No,
and I was
it
like,
was
"I can say words."
it was not as jumbled as you think, I think.
Okay,
So,
good.
I had a great jumping off point, and also just knowing the kinds of books you were saying, it was kind of a blend of fantasy and dark romance, that also
Mhm.
helped, and we kind of, in the editing process, honed in on that dark romance a little bit more, right?
Yep, we did.
So we're like the first draft was like, "Okay, this is definitely fantasy, we hear the fantasy, how can we make this a little bit darker at the end?" And
Mhm.
then we added electric guitar, and so I think
Which was
yeah.
chef's kiss.
Thank you, thank you.
Exactly what it
I
needed.
always when I picture dark romance, I don't know why, but I always picture, like, rock music. It
Yes.
just it's just definitely more on the modern side as opposed to high fantasy is definitely more, like, orchestral.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like electric guitar, the bass. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
drums, yeah.
this Farfetch, like Youngblood,
Yes,
right?
right, like,
He is
picturing
dark
yeah.
romance for me.
Yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Exactly.
Absolutely. It's like that and, Sleep Token. Like, I also think Sleep Token a bit too, like that kind of
Very
vibe
much
sometimes.
so.
That's a little more
Mhm.
cinematic side, but, like,
Yeah,
that is
more mysterious.
more like that real dark, mysterious kind,
Yes,
but the gritty, like,
100%.
dark yeah,
Mhm.
no, for sure, Youngblood. Absolutely.
And I had listened to the original version that you sent over multiple times, and I was
Mhm.
like, "It's so good." And I was like, "It's so, so good." I said, "But it's not." So I was like,
Yeah,
"Something is missing from
for
it," but
sure.
I didn't know what, and I almost felt bad, like, responding and being like, "I
Oh
need to
my
ch" and I
gosh.
know you said you were like, "Change it as much as you want, like, whatever you need to do," but I was like,
Mhm.
how do I critique such a beautiful 20 seconds of sound? I was like, "How do I tell her that I want different?"
Oh my gosh, no, that is like I would say like 85% of my job though is figuring out what that is and really honing in on exactly what's in your head when I
Mhm.
can't hear it. You know what I mean? So you did wonderful and we got there luckily pretty fast, I would say.
Yeah.
So one edit is nothing.
Okay, phew. The people pleaser in me was like, "No, we have to
No,
keep
I am
it." And I was
glad.
like, "No,
I'm
I
glad you
can't."
said it because and now we have what we have today, and I'm just so happy you guys are so happy with it. So,
Oh, I love it, and the
yeah,
girls loved it too. When they
good.
listened to her, they were like, "What?"
Aw, I'm
It
so
was
happy.
so
That's
I
great.
showed everybody at work, I showed my husband, I was like, "Hey, listen to the sound. Hey, you
That's
need to
so
listen to
cool.
this."
I'm so honored. Oh my goodness.
About to go knocking door to door. "Hello, I'd like to show you this
I'd like to
soundtrack."
present this to you.
Yeah, please listen to the intro of my podcast. Well, and I feel like it seems small, but I do feel like it's really important. Like when you have a favorite podcast, you know
Mhm.
their sound. Or like I know
100%.
my favorite podcast sounds by heart.
Right. Mhm.
I
It's so
wanted
important.
something like that, right? My
Right.
our goal obviously is for our podcast to grow. So when we
Yeah,
eventually become someone's favorite podcast,
absolutely.
I want them to be like, I know that sound.
Yep,
Right?
yep,
I know that.
100%. Yeah, we call that in, like, our world, we call it sonic identity, and that's
Ooh.
always, like, what we strive for in terms of, like, you want those little sound bits, those little noodly
Hmm.
melodies that just get stuck in your head, like,
Yep.
that is really, really important, and in almost every aspect of media, I think,
Yeah.
people often overlook music as an element a lot of times and
Hmm.
feel okay just plopping anything on there, but it really makes a difference
Right.
when, I'm biased, obvious.
I feel like you make a fair point though.
Mhm, mhm.
I think you can tell the difference when you watch something or you listen to something and you can tell when the music doesn't quite fit
Mhm.
as it should,
Right,
right?
right.
Versus when you hear something where you can tell that someone really put time and effort
Mm,
and love
yeah.
into the sound that's going behind the picture.
Mhm. For sure,
So I
for sure.
love that. So when you are making music based on a book, does the
Mhm.
author reach out to you? Right, like I reached out to you, or are you picking books mostly just based on books that you love?
Both. So I work on a commission base, so a lot of times an author will reach out to me and we do a very similar process to what we did,
Mhm,
except it's like maybe it's a character theme or just a main theme for their book. And we just really get, I always try to read the book if I can.
mhm.
But sometimes it's like not fully written yet. Sometimes we like are in that
Right.
process where like we're trying to release the book with the music at the same time, that kind of process.
Mhm.
But I also just love doing it. So like I started just doing this for fun. So I always call it like, I don't wanna call it a palate cleanser, but like I don't wanna burn myself out and hate my job is
Mhm.
is like me
Yeah,
composing for books that I love and that I hear music for. So, like, recently I did Red Rising, and that was super fun, because that's, like, different for me because it's more sci-fi fantasy, so it was fun,
mhm.
like, kind of experimenting with different instrumentation, and I'm currently working on Will of the Many, which is another kind of sci-fi leaning one.
That's gonna be
Yeah, I'm super
really,
excited. Yeah,
really
I'm
good.
really enjoying just doing that process and writing that one, so excited about
And
that.
is the Red Rising one available?
Yes, it's out.
Okay.
Yep, yep,
And
on all
is
streaming.
that a song or a full album?
It's just a song, so it's a single.
A song,
Yeah.
okay. Perfect. So I kind of want to circle back to the Anarath more. What was your process in creating that? Because obviously, if for anyone that's listened to our show, like we've deep dove Quicksilver, we've deep
Yeah.
dove Brimstone, like we've talked to Callie and Anthony and Stella,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that book specifically is a huge part of my
Yes.
life and the girls is like, so
Absolutely.
tell me about that song specifically.
Sure. Yeah. So that was in one of my fun songs. Because I had really enjoyed reading Quicksilver, and so I really wanted like metallic. Well, obviously the Anarath more like I. It starts with like these whispering. It's supposed to represent like the Quicksilver pool and like how
Hmm.
Saris hears those whispers from the Quicksilver all the time,
Hmm.
and then we get these kind of like drums which are like boom. It's like supposed to be like a Forge hit, kind of
Yeah.
that and then other than that, it's more like just like these melodies that I hear in my head while I'm reading and these kind of like tone qualities. I've got some like Middle Eastern instruments to kind of represent, oh gosh, why am I blanking on the place she's from?
Zavarn.
Thank you so much. And I just read Brimstone too, but like I swear my
Thank you.
brain with with the fantasy names, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but so that's supposed to represent because it's like kind of got these two suns, it's hot, it's deserts, we have some more Middle
Mhm.
Eastern style instruments, that kind of thing. And then we move into the more classic fantasy, but it also gets some electric guitar because Kingfisher to me is dark romance. He gives dark
Oh,
romance vibes.
100%.
So I'm like,
Yes.
I need some like gritty, like Kingfisher
Hmm.
vibes here. So it's like supposed to be kind of a main theme that's like taking you through the world. And like I always picture it as like if you were shooting it like a movie, you're like seeing these like mini
Hmm.
scenes and like overviews of the places that you go in the book and that kind of things.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Callie reached out and she really loved it, and it was super special. She's such a sweetheart, and I'm sure you guys know because you've talked to her.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
she's so nice.
he is the best. So that was really cool because not often do the authors reach out for the music that I write, and I don't expect
Really?
them to ever. So like, but
Yeah.
so that was really special that she
And that
actually
is surprising, though,
yeah.
like, for someone to, like, make music based on the book. I don't know, I'm not an author. I think I would probably reach out, but I'm like,
But
that
I do it because I
that's just
love it,
me.
and I don't do it
Yeah,
for the, like, attention from the author.
that's fair.
I do it as mostly fan service, you know, as, like, for people like us who read the books
Yep,
and who are, so that's, and because, yeah, it brings me joy, and I love it.
that's true, and we love that you do it. So,
Yeah.
and then do you listen to the audiobook at all? And when you're listening to the audiobook, do you
Okay.
think of music, or is it harder to listen to an audiobook because of those, like, melodies in your brain?
Yeah, so it depends. Like, I am usually I'm a Kindle girly, because I usually
Mhm.
read at night, and it puts me to sleep, and so that's how I'm reading currently, mom life, as you know.
Yes.
And so I'm when I do an audiobook, I usually will try to do a graphic audio, and then it is a bit harder to because they have music in it.
Yeah.
But if I am just listening to a regular, it's the
Mhm,
same as if I was reading it, like, I still am hearing things, even if there's, like, voices and stuff. Sometimes it's even
mhm.
better because I almost can picture, like, it more like a movie, which is always kind of how I picture it in my head.
Is that something that you're interested in? Is, like, doing the sounds for, like, the graphic
Graphic
audio?
audios? Oh, yeah, I get tagged in that all the time, so I'm like, "Hey, graphic audio, whenever you're ready, I'm here for
Yeah.
you."
Right? What do they have people or how
I don't know. It's
where do
hard
they
to
get their
tell.
music from, I
So
wonder?
some people do like I don't wanna, like, assume what they do, but I know
Mhm.
there is such a thing as, like, stock music that you can find and, like, go on and get, like, royalty-free
Oh,
music and
yep.
use that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
but, that's one of those situations where, like, you just kinda have to make the music fit with what you're doing, whereas, like, if you're getting a score, we're
Mhm.
composing to the material, so it's so much easier if there's, like, hit points or anything like that to, like, get the music to flow exactly how you
Right.
want, but
Yeah.
obviously, it's personal preference always, so
Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. So, I noticed you mentioned that you finished Brimstone. First, what
yes.
did you think?
I loved
Question
it.
number
Yeah, no,
1.
yeah. So, it was definitely a huge expansion of the original, I think,
Mhm.
The end? What?
Wild.
So
Wild.
crazy. Yeah. Now I'm like, now we have I love and I hate a cliffhanger. Like, I'm like, I just wanna know what happens,
Mhm.
but, I'm excited to have the wait and the anticipation again for all of that. But yeah, no, I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I really did. Yeah.
And we really don't have to wait that long, like November
Oh my god,
of this
really?
year. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That's great.
And she did confirm in an interview. So, we don't have to wait that long. So November
Wow.
10th, 2026, as of right now, is on Amazon. But right now, all
Wow.
it says is Fae and Alchemy series number 3 by Callie Hart.
Yes.
That's all it
Okay,
says.
that no title or anything. I'm sure that because
No title.
they're gonna do a whole rollout for that though. But my
Oh,
poor
yeah, for
all I'm
sure.
thinking is like, "Oh no, poor Callie. She's been just like slaving away at that." You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, but and she's been working on this story. The story has lived like in her mind rent free for so long
Yeah.
that
She's
I
just
don't
now
know if
like,
it
"Bleh."
exactly, right? And even when we were talking to her, like,
Mhm.
in our interview with her for like, before Brimstone came out, she was
Yeah.
like, I sacrificed so many things, but I want to be here. I want to be in front of the computer. I want to be at the keyboard. I want to be making this
Yeah.
story and putting this out." So, I hope that it's not as, like, tiring for her. I do hope she's taking some time for, like,
Yeah. Like
herself and
how,
to relax,
Rebe
and she
yeah.
deserves it,
Like
but
Rebecca
you kinda
Yarros
just
burning herself out too, I just I'm worried about
exactly.
authors sometimes.
I know, we worry about you guys. I'm interested to see how Callie wraps up
I
the Fate and
know.
Alchemy series because there's only 3 books and
Okay, I was gonna say, is this
mostly
the last?
2 novellas. So last
Ooh, okay.
book, 2 novellas. I'm pretty sure one is gonna be for Carrion. Obviously not
Hell
like
yeah.
the cover isn't, you know what I mean? So I think
Right,
anything
yeah.
could change. But as far as I know, it's gonna be one for Carrion and then the other one we don't know. I have
Ooh.
my guesses, but I
Mhm.
have no actual like factual
Yeah,
evidence.
right,
But
for sure.
how on earth is she gonna wrap up this entire story
Yeah, because
in
we
one more
introduced
book?
a lot of plot points in
We did,
Brimstone. I'm
yeah.
like and there was, I felt like there was new magic that I wasn't necessarily,
So much, yeah, small
like
magic. Lots of small magics.
and just, different,
The
lore
runes.
drops and that yeah, the rune thing, and I'm I low-key got confused a couple of times, but, I also didn't really do a proper reread of the first book, so that is probably on me, you know what I
Oh, okay.
mean? So, that was probably on me.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah, I always feel like I always run out of time because 'cause I'm usually reading a book for work and then also reading a book for
Right.
fun, and then, so I'm always like, "Ah, when can I fit a reread in? I don't know," So
You don't know. That
that's
no,
why I
now
love
you have me,
podcasts who
you can just
do
text me.
recaps. Yeah, I know,
Just like, I'll
absolutely.
tell you all the things.
Yes, amen, amen for me, so
Are you planning on doing any sort of songs for Brimstone? Like, did you find any of those moments inspiring
oh,
enough?
there was one that I was like when they were, in gosh, where, it was the, place with the beaches, and after, they portaled there, and then they battled people, and then they were at the place with,
Oh, like Inishchar, like with the
yes,
satyrs?
satyrs, yes, and they all were
I got you.
singing that
Mhm.
song when Carrie I mean, that was just
Yes.
music on the page for me, you know what I mean? They're so
Yeah,
that caught my
that's a good
attention
one. He's like, "I really like your
for
horn."
sure, yes, so I love
There
Carrion, I love him.
he's the best. Yes, he's the best. There was a moment that when I was gonna ask you this question, I
Mhm.
thought of it because when I had talked to Callie, we were talking, and I think she gaslighted me. Callie Hart, see you wherever you are. Because I was like, she's like, I always imagine like Sierras and Kingfisher like dancing to this beautiful contemporary song. And she gave us an example of a song. And then I was like, they could, right? Like they could dance. And she's like,
Right.
they're really busy doing war and stuff. They have to get through a lot. And then I was reading Brimstone and they were dancing. And I was like,
Mhm.
he literally twirled her. If this is not contemporary, I
Yes.
don't know what is.
Yes,
I was like, she
100%.
gaslit me.
Yep, 100%.
And
So,
that was a moment that I was like, it'd be so cool if
yeah,
that was a moment that inspired you to, like,
I
write
definitely
the
did. That
song that they
ball
were
scene.
dancing to.
Oh, 100%. And isn't it that right after that when, like, stuff starts happening, like, in the blood court? Because that could be
Yep,
fun, that beautiful dancing melody into,
exactly.
like, some
To
chaotic,
chaos.
crazy, like,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, fun, fun.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I would love to
I have
hear that.
thoughts. I have thoughts and ideas for sure,
Things are
yeah.
brewing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Oh, I'm obsessed. I
yeah.
love that. Do you ever feel nervous? Like, you make this beautiful art, right? Like, you put all these pieces together and then eventually you, like, release it into the world. Like, I
My
know
gosh.
when I talk to authors, sometimes they feel nervous about giving their whole
Yes.
story to people to just do with what they want and judge
Mhm.
how they want and listen to what they want or
100%.
read how they want. Is that something that you feel when you release something like this?
100% every single time. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's because like, it's really like this little piece of your heart that like you are just like being like, "Hi, here's this." And then like I have been so lucky though, like really like my music is mostly well received. Like I really don't get too many horrible comments, which is great.
That's
Honestly, until recently when I started writing for things like Red Rising, which has a more like no offense, has a bit more of a male fan base, but
uh,
that's when I started getting
okay.
some meaner comments about certain things, and I'm like,
Really?
yeah, but, they ain't gonna scare me away because I love those books and there's room
Mhm.
for everyone in all of
There
these
is.
spaces, every kind of person. So, I'm a big proponent of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
every time I release music, it's always a little nerve-wracking to see how it's gonna be received.
Mhm.
So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just take all of the hate comments and then make a soundtrack to them,
Yeah, I know,
and we'll
I've
have
seen
a
that a lot, it's just
narrator
so fun,
read
yes.
them.
Perfect, and it's, like, really epic, it's just like, "Dun, dun, dun, dun," and I need
Yes.
someone with, like, a really deep voice to read them for me, though, you know what I mean? So, it's like a
Oh,
movie
exactly.
trailer, almost. Wait, no, this is actually a really funny idea. I
I'm
I
here
kinda
for it.
low-key love that, that's so funny.
Would listen to it. Yeah, they gather all the comments, we're gonna have someone read
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
We'll call Anthony Palmini. We'll call him right now.
Yes, oh my gosh,
I'll talk to
perfect.
him, I'll message
Yeah.
him and be like, "Hey, can you read
Hey.
these hate comments for us? She's gonna
Yeah.
make a soundtrack."
My gosh. That's hilarious.
That's a dream. I mean, what else
Yeah,
are you supposed to do with a comment, right? Like,
yeah.
to make fun
No.
of it because what they need
I
to do
never
better things with their time.
I don't take them to heart because most of them are honestly low key kind of funny. Like, I mean, like, for example, one of them was like, someone was like, wow, like, this is great. Like, you're like the next Hans Zimmer, which, of course, like, relax, that's fine. But like, somebody else in the comments was like, okay, relax, it's not that good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then they're talking back and forth as if
Oh,
I'm
no.
not there in the conversation, like, as if they're not in my comments, this conversation. And I'm
That's
just like,
so weird.
hi, guys.
You're like, "Actually, hi, I'm here.
I
Stop
know.
blowing up my phone with
It's
notifications."
literally so fun. I honestly can't help but laugh at it because I'm just like, people are so silly with what they think they can say and not say or whatever,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So,
They
yeah.
type the comment out and they hit send, and then they go on with their day,
And then
right?
that's it. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
But would they ever say that in real life?
No.
No. They would just nod and agree. Yeah,
Thanks.
exactly, exactly. So, what other
Mhm.
books are on your radar for the future?
So, me and Lindsay are working on A Night in Moth piece, Rachel Gillig,
Okay.
which we were obsessed with that book. It's so beautiful. You
Yeah.
haven't read it, highly, highly recommend. Very beautiful. And then in on the list per se, I mean, there's always more Throne of Glass music because I that's like one of my favorite series of all times.
Mhm.
Obviously, like Brimstone has been like on the book Mistborn, like the Mistborn series.
Okay,
Also,
yeah,
really, I finished that in early fall, and I really loved that, and
yeah.
have really vague ideas for the sound world for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I have a very large list. I literally have a list on my phone, but, like, it's just, like,
I
every
love
time I
that.
read it's like every book I read, I think of something. So it's a
Mhm.
matter of, like, I'm kind of a mood writer in terms of when I'm picking something to write for next. I'm like, "What am I in the mood to write?" kind of, and then I'll
Yeah.
just, like, pick from that list. So, yeah. So that's lots coming,
Wow.
hopefully. Right now, though,
That's very
I'm
exciting.
fitting it in between actual client work, which is great and wonderful, and I love actually doing my job and getting paid to do my job.
Yeah.
It's not been as fast as it used to be to release music on,
Mhm.
like, on my own because
Right.
I'm yeah, I'm busier, which is awesome. So, no complaints there.
So when you say, like,
Mhm,
your job or your career portion that's not, like, the bookish scene,
mhm.
is there something that we would maybe recognize that you are, like, working on or something that you have done before?
Yeah.
Or is there anything that you're working on now and that is exciting that you can tell us about
Mhm.
or brag about?
So, yeah, so, obviously film work, like, I mean, we worked in the fantasy realm. We've done with Whimsy Gossip, they did the fan films.
Mhm,
So we've done both of their, bigger production fan films, so Chapter 70 and Chapter 65. And Chapter 65 just was the one we had mentioned in the beginning, so that just came out. We are working on a few, different film projects. Um, the biggest thing that came out last year was we got to work with the TTRPG company Critical Role for they had a wedding episode that was at Radio City Music Hall, and we wrote the, like, wedding processional for the character Jester, which is, like, a beloved character in this community.
wow.
So that was super cool because A, we had music premiered at Radio City Music Hall, which was insane.
Mhm,
It was premiered then in theaters the next week. And now it's out on streaming services. It's called Sapphire of the Sea. It's just like a little cute wedding processional, very pretty, very uses some of the themes from Critical Role's campaigns and that kind of thing. So
mhm,
people who are into TTRPGs would be interested in that, I think. And then in that same vein, we are writing the main theme for Daggerheart, which again is part of Darrington Press, which is Critical Role's publishing company. And that we don't have a date on when that main theme comes out, but it
mhm.
will be out hopefully in the first quarter of this year. We'll see. But it's been announced and everything, so that's
Yeah,
exciting.
that's
So
incredible. Wow. What was it like? You have your music literally playing in a theater.
that was really crazy. Yeah, it was super, super special. Like, tears were shed. It was super fun, and it was so fun to do it with Lindsay, who's, like, my book bestie, my real life, like, bestie, and, like, truly, like, the other
Yeah.
half of my composing brain. So having that relationship with her and sharing that moment with her was truly, like, so
Mhm.
special.
That's such a good moment. That's I love that you guys were able to share that together. And does she work on all of, like, your things with you, or does she
No,
work on,
not
like,
all
just
of
certain things?
Mhm. So we have, like if you see anything that says, like, the duology, that's us
Let's
together.
go.
So, like, chapter 65, you'll see the duology, Taylor Ash and Lindsay Dills, and that's, like
Mhm.
that'll be, like, an R project, and then anything that just says my name is something that I've done through From Ash Studios, who it's just, like it gets confusing, I know, but at this point, it does feel like most of the projects I work on are with Lindsay, so,
Mhm.
yeah, Duology Music House is our, like, business, like,
Yeah.
our spearheaded, like, composition house, so, yeah.
Shout out to you, Lindsay, wherever you are.
Yeah. Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. And so if someone wants to, like, again, commission with you or work with
Mhm.
you or, like, has an idea they wanna throw your way, what is the best way that they can kinda get in contact with you? Is it your DMs? Is it email? Like, I know I
Yes.
went through your website and kinda searched around a little bit, did some
Yeah.
investigating, and then reached out. So, was that the best way, or is there a
Yeah,
better way that you prefer for people?
I definitely usually prefer emailing or, like, using the contact. I think that's what you did, use the contact page on my,
Mhm.
website, and I do s like, I DMs are fine, just sometimes they get lost if, like, there's, like, a requested they Instagram's
Yeah.
wonky sometimes, and they
It's
just get
awful.
lost. So, I always will see a direct D or, like, a direct message from my website, though, so that's definitely
Mhm.
the best way, and then there's some little things to fill out that help me and just, like, give us a good jumping off point, and yeah, and then we just get going, yeah.
So exciting. And then where can we listen to all of your music? Where is it all available? Like
Um,
Spotify,
all
all
just
places, like
all of the above.
YouTube,
YouTube
all of the above.
Music, Amazon Music, Apple Music, when we submit to, like, our distributors, you just check them all off and they get sent there, so
Yeah,
they
things
should be there, and if you're having a hard time, feel free to DM me or message me, and I can hopefully help
mhm.
you and connect you with some, so
Yeah, get you all set up. Oh, amazing. That
Yeah.
was so fun.
Thanks. Yes, this
Thank you
was
so much
fun.
for joining.
Thank you for having me. This was so
And then
fun.
for those who do not follow Taylor online, Taylor, can you drop your socials for us so that way if they
Yeah.
do want to DM you or follow you or check out your stuff, where do they go?
You can follow me at Taylor Ash Music, or I've been mentioning a lot, Duology Music House. So at Duology Music House, that's also the collective I have with Lindsay Dills. So feel free to give that a follow as well because we post there a lot now.
So make sure to follow Taylor Ash, guys, and check it out for her music and see what she has coming next. So thank you again for joining us
Thank
today.
you. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.